All right, hey guys, I reset and restarted over. Uh, I didn't know. I restarted over because I was like, I forgot to do my glitter logo thingy, and I wanted to do that. So I was like, no, we about to do this thing all the way over. So I'm sorry, I went out and went back in. So yeah, we not about to let this happen. Hey Rita, hey everybody who's on, tag a friend, share, say hi, let me know you're on. We're here to discuss a great topic today. As always, what topic don't we have that's great? I mean, come on. What's up, Tony? Okay, I see y'all. Y'all must have been waiting on me because, yeah, your girl. I'm gonna need a tech person for real. Like, I'm not lying. So, I have two guests. Well, my host, Alan, he's gonna be here soon, and then also have my Melita, who's coming on. She wants to talk about this topic. Aren't you guys excited? I know I am. Yeah, she wants to talk about this topic. She's kind of nervous, y'all, so don't be hard on her. Okay, but no, how are you guys doing? Before jump into the topic, I want to be less informal. I want to know how you guys are doing. Right, I'm doing good. Um, but I care about you guys. How you doing? I know Tony, you had something going on with your knee, and you're doing much better. I saw that. Jabbar, I know you said something with your kids is going on, and you're great. That's awesome. So that's really good. I really care about how our people are doing, how you're doing. We're all sisters and brothers in this community, and I really care about your well-being. So I'm glad to hear that everybody's good, nobody's sick. I think I'm trying to come down with something, but I need to get some black seed oil, as Merely would tell me. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So yeah, I'm so excited to be back here, and just to kind of jump right into the topic because I don't want to prolong the time. We're discussing, can black women submit, and we have touched on this topic before. We have done it, like, I know, probably even in maybe when I did Weekly Wisdom, and I'm gonna bring my Stay Wise back. Y'all remember that? If y'all watch Weekly Wisdom, I used to say Stay Wise. That was like my, I don't know, but um we touched on this before, but I think we were on a live maybe 2 shows ago, and Alan mentioned, like, we need to know why black women can't submit, because they're the only race of women that can't. Every other race submits to their men, and they can't. And so this became a topic, and it only became a topic because he wanted to address that issue, and then Melita was like, you know what, I want to talk about that because I want to say why, why we can or cannot. Um, so that's why we're here. And that's what we're discussing today. So I'm still waiting on them. I know they're going to be joining, tagging people. And if you're on, like, can y'all tag some people, share this, and tell people to come in so we can get this discussion rolling. My perspective on this, and if I'm going to share this video over again, if you didn't see it already, I thought this video was good. And I know, like I said, Alan wanted to discuss like why black women can't submit, but I kind of took this title and spent it to say, could it be that this is the reason why we can't submit? I ain't gonna say we all can't submit, but because maybe our men are not putting us in a position where we're not able to submit because we don't feel like we're maybe protected, or we still feel so strong that we have to do so much in our own households, or we still have to work and do everything else that we would do while we're single, and so you don't get that respect from us because we just feel like we're still single parents. Could it be that, could that be the issue of why black women are so strong? Because although, like Tony said, no, you're not a single mom technically if the father helps. However, by definition, if you're not married, technically you are a single parent. And even if you're in the house by yourself, right? And the father helps out, whatever he does, that's good. But you got to understand, she still has that kid 24/7, or, way more days than the father does. She still has to still take care of her own bills. And she kind of sometimes become masculine. Am I saying it right? I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that it happens at times. This is just how women work. Right. And I know we don't like to hear that, but it is. Am I saying we should not submit? No, I'm not, because we are called to submit to our husbands. And that's just point blank, period. We can't get around it. No way to get around it. Okay. Especially if you're a Christian. That's your duty as a wife. It may be hard. It may you may not like it. But listen, I heard this woman say that, if your husband is following God, right, properly, and he is being the husband he needs to be to you, submission comes easy. Submission is like a walk in the park. Trust me. So I'm gonna play the video so just to refresh in you guys memory, and I want you guys to just give me your take on it. Do you feel like he's saying some things in this video that actually are true, like are relevant to women these days? So let me just go ahead and pull it up. Just one moment, guys. And we've already seen, for some people who are on my page, you probably saw it already. But I'm just going to play it over again if it can come up. Okay, it's not loading. No, we might not be able to do this part. Okay, so I guess the video doesn't want to play. So we're not gonna show it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully you guys saw it because it's not coming up. But again, I kind of shared everything that he said, basically how can a woman follow, her man, or why she doesn't submit is because it's so hard. She's working, she's providing, she's doing everything the man would do. And then also here we go, you want her to submit to you, and none of that stress is taken off of her. That's not everybody's story. That's not everybody. I'm not making excuses for anybody. But that's what was said. Let me see. I see Alan said keep trying. Okay, you want me to keep trying to see if it comes up? I don't know why it's not loading. It's let me see if it comes up. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, it came up. Okay, hold on, let me play it for you guys.
You don't think that woman is tired, bro? You don't think that woman is tired of having to make all the decisions in her life? You don't think that woman is tired of having to be the man in her relationship? You don't think that woman is tired of having to carry the weight of everybody around her, from her man to her friends to her family? You don't think that woman would willingly give all that away if she could find a man who was capable enough to handle it? A man that's going to come in there and be a grown man, who's going to do what he says he's going to do, who's going to be consistent, who's going to take care of mentally, spiritually, emotionally, to where she could just take that much needed break and relax and be the feminine woman that she was naturally born to be? You don't think that woman is tired of having to carry the weight of everybody around her, from her man to her friends to her family? You don't think that woman would willingly give all that away if she could find a man who was capable enough to handle it?
Okay. So if you saw the video, um, the brother's true. Like, don't you believe that black women are tired? So many people say, you guys are black strong. We're black strong women. And I think everybody has made us out to be strong. It's not that we want to be strong, but now we have this image of being strong and we have to keep that image up. No, don't cry because you got this. You're strong. You're a strong queen. You know what I'm saying? And everybody makes us to be strong. No other woman I know is called a black strong queen or black strong woman or even just a strong woman. Nobody's called that but black women. And so I think because that connotation is geared towards black women, it makes us like we gotta hold the plate now. We gotta be strong. We can't show our feminine side. We can't actually show the struggle or show that we need you or depend on you because we're strong. And so we got to stop saying that our black women are strong. I mean, I mean, I guess at a certain point we are strong, but I mean, the way that people are saying it is because we work, we have careers, we have, jobs, we take care of everything, we take care of everybody. It's like we're super women almost. And it's actually hurting our community because we're becoming the strong people, and it's actually role reversal, I believe. Like the men are actually, taking a seat back, like, okay, you got it. You got it. Go ahead. You got it, girl. And they letting us just have it too. So it's like, and now you really like, dang, I gotta be strong. So That's my spill on it, guys. I just feel like, I understand the effects of us not being submissive, of women not being submissive. And it can be hard, especially if you're with a man who's not, I'm not going to say a naturally a leader. I mean, I guess God created all men to be leaders. Am I right? I mean, because that's what you're here for. So I believe every man has the capacity to lead. I just think they have to know how to lead. And I think if you don't know how, then it's hard for a woman to follow you when you don't know how to lead. And especially if you're not following anybody else. Like for me, it's Christ. If you're not putting him as the head of the household, then yeah, how am I going to follow you? You don't even have anybody who's going to check you. You can't just say, oh, I'm my own man and I do whatever, and nobody's on you. And over you, it has to be a balance because you may get out of line, and somebody needs to put you in check as well to keep you in balance. Um, okay, Jabbar, you said that was deep. Merely said it depends on the woman. What depends on the woman? If she's going to submit or not? Um, Let me know. Okay, Melita, I don't see you. You'll actually be see back office. There's nothing there. I don't see you if you are back office. Do you guys have any comments on here? I know it's 10 people on here. I haven't spoken to all 10 people. Nobody said hi to me. I see somebody said, how's my day going? My day is going good. Alan, I don't see you either. Are you guys backstage? Because I don't see anybody. Y'all sure y'all clicked on the link? Um, so anybody got anything about the video? I mean, I just feel like, there's no excuse for women not submitting. I'm not saying that. There's no excuse for us not submitting. However, I believe that both people play a part in a woman not submitting. It's just not, her not submitting. Melita said we see each other. Okay, so I don't see you like on my backstage. So that's the thing. I can't, I don't know. I can't bring you on if I don't see you. Good evening. My first time on, Melita. Thanks for the invite. Oh, thanks for inviting Tawana. How are you, Tawana? Ashley said, I don't want to be strong. How about that? So are you strong? Let me just say that. Are you do you consider yourself strong, Ashley? Hey Michelle, hey girl, hey. So all the ladies that women are on here, do you guys consider yourself as strong women? A strong black woman, or how can I put it? Yeah, I guess strong. I mean, that's what they call us, right? Excuse me. Um, yeah, she said all is well. I hope. Yes, all is well with me as well. I'm just trying to get my people on, trying to get Melita on. Jabbar, you said the guy has to assert himself as a leader from the beginning. Exactly, he does. Yeah, he does. So it's kind of your mistake too if he isn't a leader, but and you still kind of go with, the flow. So yeah, you kind of end up with what you get. Ashley, you said, I am. Tawana, you said, yes, I am. I'm a strong black woman. Okay. So I hear a lot of women saying that. So I want to ask the women a question. Are you a strong black woman because you have to be, or because you just want to be? So I want to know that. Yeah, I just want to know that if you guys, are you a strong black woman because you have to be or you want to be? I think I know for me, it's probably a little bit of both for me. Like it was always in my nature, and I always talk to my brother and say like, I think a lot of stuff I get from my dad because I always saw him doing so many different things, and then, when you like love your father as a woman, you're just around him, and you actually you just pick up on some of his things, like the way, not traits of like a man, but you know what I'm saying, like the way he took care of business and got things done, and I guess it's just both. As far as me being strong, I am a little bit outspoken, and I probably got that from my mom. So I am a little bit outspoken, and I can come off sometimes like I could be a little bit much sometimes, I could say that. And no, I don't want to be strong as far as the I can do everything on my own. I don't need a man. That type of strong. I don't want to be that strong, where it's like, you know what, you ain't do it right. Give it here. I don't need you. That type of strong, no. And I don't want to be that type of strong. But I think a lot of our women are that type of strong because they have to be. They have to be the leader. the leader of the home stand up. They have to do everything as far as providing. And then sometimes the Pookie and Ray Rays, as Alan would say, they come along and they make you, you know what I'm saying? They make you be strong as well because they're not helping. They just like, you know what? Give it here. You ain't doing it right. Merely you said the problem is that a lot of black women weren't raised around masculine leadership. All they saw were their mothers dominating everything, including their men. So it doesn't become a part of their nature, their natural way of doing things. Right. And I believe that to be correct because, like I said, it again, that was the way it was. My mom was actually really, like he said, dominating or more like I'm not trying to say masculine, right? Or, she was the one that kind of ran everything that kind of was like, listen, and so I saw that. And then, my dad was like laid back. And I think, like Merely said, it just contributed to me being more like, listen, on that side. I'm not, I totally got better. I've gotten so much better. But yeah, I don't know why, I have my spurts and my moments. But yeah. Um, Alan said y'all want to be. He said because even when y'all don't have to fight to be, y'all we are. Well, I think it goes back to merely now. Yeah, we are, but because it's already ingrained in us, right? We've already grown up with it, and we didn't ask to grow up with it, but it was there. So it takes a lot of correcting to fix it. It takes a lot of adjusting. A lot of prayer, a lot of things. It takes a lot to adjust it. I'm trying to get a cold. No. Oh, Melita's backstage. Great. Hold on, guys. I might need some water because yeah. Okay, Alan, can you add Melita got on. I'm about to bring her in. Let me read some comments here. Tawana said, life circumstances made me a strong black woman. God equipped me with the strength that I needed to keep on standing through different life storms. Yeah. And again, so she said again, life circumstances. It wasn't that she wanted to be, but she was made strong by the circumstances that were in her life. That makes sense. Alan, can you log on? I'm gonna bring Melita on just 1 second, guys. I hope I ain't getting a cold. I had to move because I'm like coughing and I didn't want y'all to hear it. But I'm gonna add Melita so she could do some talking because yeah. Again, her name is Melita. She's on Facebook with me. This is my sister in Christ. And she's more than equipped to actually be on this topic with us. I'm still waiting on Alan. Alan, whenever you get a chance to come in and give us your male point of view of how you feel about the situation. So I'm going to add her now. Just 1 second here. Hey, girl. Hey, you made it.
Hey,
I'm so
made
excited.
I made it. I know, right?
I don't know where you was at on the backstage. You kept saying, I'm back here. I'm like,
I think that it was the one from the last one, and I think that you had to redo it because it said it ended at 2:29. So you only had 2 minutes on the last one. So somehow I think that
oh, God. Okay. I don't know. Oh, maybe that's where Alan is. Hopefully not.
yeah, that's why I was communicating with Alan back there. So that's where Alan is. So you might have to
How
send
did
him
you get back from there then?
because you sent me another link and I
Oh,
typed
let
on
me
that
send him
link.
a link then. That's probably it too. Cause he like, I'm backstage. Okay, so that's probably what happened. Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah. So we got Melita. She got some guests on here. I think is that your sister?
Yeah.
Okay, hi sis. All right, all right. So you've been backstage. You kind of heard what we were talking about, right? You know,
Yeah.
kind of the spin we put on it, right? Talking about kind
Mm-hmm.
of why women could be masculine or could be, why we won't submit at times.
Right.
I want you to go ahead and give me your perspective on I guess maybe why do you feel like women don't submit, right? And if it's right that we won't submit because the men aren't doing their job.
Well, I can speak for myself and some others that, I believe that not knowing who we are and who we were created to be, by God, I think that that is a barrier, to why we are not submitting as a whole. Um, like you said, the cultural norm to say, "Hey, we're strong Black women," and things like that, and feeling like we have to conform to the narrative, and also goes back to a lot of hurt. Like you said, I think that there is no excuse as a whole, you know, to not being able to submit. Um, but I do think that it's a factor. I know that me personally, I used to say, I don't need no man, I don't need no man, I don't need no man. But the reality of it is that when I did need a man, I didn't have one. And so, or I felt that I didn't have one. So I then reverse psychology myself to say I don't need one, because we're taught that vulnerability is weakness, right?
Right.
So it's like, to be vulnerable, it's like, and to not feel like somebody is coming through. It came from a place of hurt. It came from a place of unforgiveness,
Right.
and it came from a place of doubt as well, that God would bring somebody to show up for me when that time came. So um I think another, yeah, so that's that portion. It's a lot of different aspects
Yes,
to
it
it.
is.
Yeah, so that's the reason why it's like that's that one aspect um of it. But ultimately, the situation is that I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't leaning and dependent on God, and it wasn't anybody specifically, that I was expecting, so basically just men in general. I was just generalizing it, instead of letting God and allowing God to bring and give me the man that he called me to have.
Right.
And
That you needed.
exactly. So
So, would you say that we only realize that we're strong women after, like, we need a man? Like, okay, the snow's outside. Oh dang, we need a man for that, or now, you know what I'm saying, the car's broken down. Hey, if I had a man, do we kind of, is that kind of what you think we do
I
prior to?
think, to be honest, I think us not listening, and it's been like this thing about like men, they didn't, at one point they were strong, they didn't tell you, they didn't tell the daughters, they didn't say, hey, this is what men has to go through, this is what
Right.
men have to deal with. And we only saw, I know as a child my mom was a submissive, and to me, to her husband.
Really?
And I used to think like, oh, that's not gonna be me. I'm not gonna, he tell me to be quiet. I'm,
Not gonna shut up.
why was she? Yeah, but it's like I didn't recognize too, though, that every time he came into the house, he would have to deal with her. He would have to have a daughter that's gonna ask him, hey, did you sell any cars today? Because he was a car salesman. He
Right.
been out all day, and the answer may be no. You know what I'm saying? Those are the type of things that they don't tell you or really point out, that's hard. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's difficult. So you think you want to be that role, but that comes with a lot. It's a lot of
A lot of pressure.
heartache, and there's a lot of pressure that comes with that. And I think that us showing or knowing the vulnerability of a man can actually help us, because to see to know that underlining vulnerability, I mean the underlining struggles of a man, is to see them act in a strong way in spite of, is helps us to appreciate that male role and what God created them for, and
Right.
appreciate what God created us for,
So
which is
now
to
that
be
we're in it, it's kind of shows us like, okay, now since I got to work and do everything on my own, it shows me like, oh dang, I see what type of pressure he's under.
exactly,
The reason why I need to submit, so that way it's not more pressure on him.
exactly. And being able to, the benefits of being able to trust your husband, and that your husband have you, and that he has your back, he has your family, and that, I mean, sometimes ultimately that even when it goes south, it's not, it's on him.
It is
At the
on
end of
him.
the day, that responsibility and the condition of that family is on that man. So it's like respecting that puts a whole different light on it. We want our children um to listen, and if it goes south, we able to handle the fallout because we're the ones that it was us. I remember listening to my mom more, not to get off topic, but because I thought to myself, she is the one that gonna have to um help me if the decision was wrong. So it goes back to the man, like he's the one that's gonna have to get the family out of the situation that he put them in,
So
with him being the lead, whether it goes wrong or right.
So I think more what you're saying is that if women understand that because the man is the head and God called him to be
Exactly.
the head, he's responsible when things go wrong. And if you realize that and sit back and like I know he's doing something crazy instead of going off, right? Like you need to be doing
Exactly.
this. Why you instead of doing that, just sit back and just like, you know what? Hey, he the leader. So if it go wrong, it's in his hands. If he do this wrong, then God is in control of him. You know what I'm saying? He's over,
Exactly.
and that would give you more comfort to just be like, you know what, I'm gonna let him go ahead and do what he gonna do, regardless if he makes a good decision or not.
Exactly. Which goes back to the reason why it's important to seek God and to acknowledge God and to give yourself to God, so that when that man comes, you'll know it, because you'll be close to God. You'll be able to hear his voice. And when it goes, when it doesn't go the way you see, you'll be able to still walk by faith and not by what? Not by sight.
Right.
So
You got it right. Listen, I'm gonna add Alan now. So Alan, this is my co-host now. So I'm gonna add him on here with us to see what he has to say from a male or a man's point of view. Give us some insight. Look, you always doing other stuff every time I ask you. You come here. You had your rabbit last. Look, oh y'all. What's up, Alan?
How y'all boys doing?
We good. I'm good. Melita, I can't see you. You still there? It went
yeah.
dark. Okay. You might need to put some light on because you in the car, ain't you?
Yeah, she turned the light out.
Yes.
Oh, okay. 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 Yeah. Okay. So I mean, you've heard what we're talking about, what we're talking about, Ellen, and you've heard our takes, things like that. I saw you commented in the comments. What do
Mm-hmm.
you feel like? What? Because this was actually your topic. You was like, black women ain't gonna submit. They can't submit. Da 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 da. Right. So
Wow,
why?
that was yes,
That way.
absolutely yes.
Go ahead.
American black women.
Uh,
Okay.
okay. American. I might need to put that on there. American black.
Mm-hmm.
You sure? Because
Mm-hmm.
they be saying black women everywhere is kind of the same. So I don't know
Nah,
if it's just the.
I done dealt with some African women. They're not the same. Not
Okay.
at all. From the Caribbean women, nah. American black women. But the woman that has gone through the most trauma is the American black woman. So it
Yeah.
ain't like I'm not saying this with the misunderstanding of that.
Amen.
See what I mean? So it's more on. So I want to come out with balanced here. This is
Right.
not a.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a. I hate all American hood black wealth. This is not that. This is only
Right.
talking about experience, moving towards healing with a little harsh truth. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. You take that.
We here
So
for it.
what I'm saying is that what I didn't articulate properly on my last one was um, when I said that black women, even when a man shows you can be submissive, you still fight to not be submissive.
Okay. What's an
That
example of that?
and what I meant by that was even so when you deal with a woman that has gone through quite a bit of trauma, getting that guy who actually is who she prayed for is the hardest job of any man. Okay, do you understand that? Loving a woman that has been through trauma and you being the man that you actually are, that is one of the hardest scenarios to be in because you have to still be patient enough to understand what she's been through, but you have to be authoritative to show that she ain't gonna do what she's been doing. But then you also have to be understanding to the point that she has been through something. You know that she's been vulnerable in telling you that. So how do you leave that? you're trying to maneuver through all that while still understanding her.
Right.
See what I mean? That's a
Yeah,
lot to
that's a
deal
lot.
with.
That's a lot.
That's a
Yeah.
exactly that's a lot. So this is why some men, a lot of the red pill, like I always say, I told you the people, the fresh and fit guys, and the ones that say, "Oh, you're after 30, you're not desirable." The what they're saying is stupidly, but what they're saying is and through their trauma is that every time I try to lead a woman I think is worth leading, she shows me she can't be led nowhere.
Mm.
And when you come to that realization and you try 3 or 4 times, it really makes you have some bitterness. And I would say some men got to stop lying, act like they ain't bitter with some of the trauma they've been through or some stuff.
Right.
But in that
Mm.
bitterness, it don't change the truth that they're saying. Just because they're saying it in an emotional way doesn't change the truth of what happened.
So men are saying, okay, I get that. Oh, women can be led, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if we have any single men that are on the chat that can agree with you or disagree, or do you feel like black women can't be led at all, or they can't be submissive? Because I'm wondering why they're saying this. Is it because they work their own job and they really don't want to listen to you?
Well,
Um,
they do things that are masculine, which is however natural or unnatural they may be. You do things that are masculine, but you have to realize that it's an off switch. As a football guy, I had to learn on and off the field tactics. I had to learn code switching through business. And when I talk to my friends versus when I talk to my mama versus when I talk to my boss or versus me being the boss. See what I mean? And the thing about it is that still has to be that way in relationships. You still have to know, okay, after a long day of 10 hours, maybe I don't attack my king when he comes right in to the door. Maybe I say, you know what? Hi, babe, how you doing? He doesn't respond as much. Okay, babe, I got this for you, this and that. Whenever you ready to come and talk, it's right there for you. And excuse yourself. Let me tell you what that does to a man. One, it's like, okay, I'm able to reset into my home life. So let me go down to the man cave or whatever he finds leisure. Some is a beer, going outside on the porch. Some is, you like I said, going up to the room with a shower. So you whatever that may be, you give him that time to sit down. And normally, I'll say a man that you married, a man that I would presume to be a good man, will probably wait about an hour before he gonna start looking for you. Okay, this my uncle S has been married to my aunt Olivia for 35 plus years, and he is a man that has been a CFO of Ross Labs, so he is a millionaire man. So he is the high value man that people speak of. See what I'm saying? And
mhm.
one of the key things she said was this very thing, giving the man the space to miss you within anything. If I'm mentally dependent to some degree on my partner, which I should be, I'm going to want to talk about my day with you once I can articulate properly how my day went. But it's hard. But I can do that from a calm place when I'm not attacked as soon as I come in the door. As soon as I come in the door, when you talk about what the kids is doing, and you talk about what they doing, it's like, oh my God, guess what? Oh my goodness, because now you're happy. You need adult interaction. So now
Right.
you've been home all day, or you've been in business to where you
Yeah,
can't
you
talk
work
about
too.
what you want to talk about. See what I mean? So you have the workflow aspect. So now you're like, oh, I just need to communicate with you. And now he's
Okay.
like, whoa, hold on, like goodness gracious. And now you're like, why are you not want to communicating with me? That is not the case here. See what I mean? And that turns into an argument just within
Right.
itself.
It
That's
does.
a lot of problems within marriage that I kind of seen from the outside looking in. I can only speak from the outside looking in. Okay, but from the men that I've been around that have talked to me and tried to school me, that's the biggest really complaint about something. And not having stuff ready if you've been at the house all day. You know what I
Okay.
mean? The
Not
not
to cut
cleaning
you
of
off,
the
Ollie.
house, not cooking, not doing none of that stuff. That is a form of submission. That ain't not, that I shouldn't have to lead that. If you see me doing what's necessary as a man, there's certain things that you should want to do. As you say, I want you to want to. Well, we want you to want to do something. We want you to want to suck on something. We want you to want to cook something. See what I'm saying? Just
Come
do
on.
that.
Listen.
Nah.
Look, Melissa said, "Nah, it ain't happening, bro." No, but listen, no, but listen. Okay, Alan, I understand if the woman's at home, she's not working, she's taking care of the kids. I get that, right? But
Mm.
majority of the women are working too, just like
Okay.
you, right? So you come in
Okay.
the house, and she came in the house too from a hard day, but she want to tell you about her day. Like, babe, this man, the day was rough. This happened.
Give
I'm
him an
like,
hour.
uh,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
Give me an
like,
hour. I was like, give him 30 minutes.
okay, so
So that like goodness gracious, honey, you ready to talk? Honey, you ready to talk? No, trust when he's ready to have a conversation with you.
oh god,
See what I'm
well,
saying?
I think communication it needs to be a conversation once a
Exactly.
week, one at least once a week, because if you understand women, I get it after your work, maybe yeah, but women just like to communicate, so I think
But
do it at
we
least.
ain't you. Appreciate what makes us us. Like we gotta appreciate what
You
makes you you.
okay?
Like
I think that that's a matter of conversation. I think that that's a part of getting to know somebody, right? Like,
oh,
Yeah,
meaning,
absolutely,
yeah,
meaning,
absolutely.
my husband might need 2 hours, or my
right,
husband
Very
might be the
true.
type that he wants somebody to be down his throat the moment he come in the door. He
right.
gonna feel
That's
like they don't
fine.
care.
My
You know what I
husband.
mean?
I'm
So it's
like,
like, I think that listening, to find out how you can cater to your man, how can you, and vice versa, what type of what's needed for that
Yep. It's
individual to
not one size
thrive,
fit
because
all.
that's your main goal,
right,
right?
right.
Especially if he's the leader, you know be the gas.
Thank you. Thank you.
Somebody
Don't be
said,
the trailer. Don't be the trailer, guys. Crazy.
some one of my
Okay, hold on,
leaders.
wait, y'all. I seen a good okay, Jabbar said that's a dang good point. Tawana said facts. I think while you were talking, Alan, and then Rita said, and the whole time the kids need attention, and she can't get 30 minutes when she walk in the door. So I mean,
Man.
Mm,
see that energy? You see that? And of course Rita said that. Of course Rita said
do my
that.
do my-
and I honestly got a comment on that,
but
because it's
Tawana
like,
said it's a two-way street too. So go ahead, y'all. Go ahead with y'all comments. For real
Man,
though.
here's what I'm saying. Wait, here's what I'm saying. If prime example, if a stay-at-home dad, a stay-at-home dad and a high-value woman is together, these rules to me apply the same. It's the same as she walks in. If she's a CEO, if she's a boss in her thing, she does doing her thing in hair salon, managing women all day.
The man ain't gonna
Man,
want to do that. He's still gonna be like, okay, you still got your womanly duties to do, your wifely duties, even though she didn't just work 8 hours too. That's most of the time how it is, because you just feel like a woman is built to do these duties because she's the woman.
well, that's the see. The problem is you see your mama be superwoman. Blame
Right.
that's half the issue. Okay,
Yeah.
your mama showed me she could do it. Okay, and do it without a husband. So I don't care about your 8 hours. Mama did 10 hours and cook for me 7 days a week. So you can do 8 hours and cook and clean and still do what you need to do as a wife. Now, I'm not saying I necessarily agree with that. I'm saying there's some truth to that. But I'm saying is if the roles are being where she is needed to work, then I believe your role as a man it changes somewhat in
Yeah.
the how you go about the housely duties. I've always said that. If you work a part time job, okay, I ain't trying to hear that. If you work 4 hours a day, like, oh my god, I work so hard. Like you a preschool teacher, cook the dinner, okay?
Like,
Are you
come
serious
on,
right here?
that's
Like
mental
stop it. You
stress.
ain't
Like,
laying bricks. You ain't laying bricks.
oh my goodness, that's wrong. Okay, it's mental stress. Even if I'm working 4 hours with kids all day, it's still mental. Like
I
me,
think
go ahead, Melina. Go ahead.
I think we get away. I think sometimes we confuse activity, with submission, and submission is really a spirit, of
Oh,
submission. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's basically saying, like, I know and accept that you are the head and you are the lead of this family.
Right.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? That is all submission really is. And that, and so with that, it's like, how can I understand that I'm the help me? That does not mean,
Mm-hmm.
you are looking for, and when you say yes to your husband, that you will marry him, you're saying that I trust and know that you know me, that you have my interests at heart, that we can communicate with one another,
One
right?
accord.
And that you love me. So if you love me, then you're considering me as well. That means if
Right.
he doesn't, that you're gonna trust that, okay, maybe it's a reason. Maybe,
Maybe
hey,
he
I
doesn't
can't
Absolutely.
explain
know.
it. You know what I'm saying? Right. I can't explain it. Hey, I need you to make some dinner, blah, blah, blah. The CEO might be coming in the car. I mean, I'm just
Literally,
saying, like, you just,
literally, literally.
you know
But
what I'm
if you
saying?
want to
Literally, like, you
argue,
just never
guess
know.
guess what just happened? You knocked him off his game.
Listen, y'all are
I'm
silly.
just giving that example.
That's a great
Of just
example.
saying how, like I said, a leader told me, she said women are, she said the man is the head. She said, but women are the neck that turns the head.
Turns
Yes.
And for
ahead
some reason, it
correctly.
just
Yes.
made me value my role, that
Mhm.
role even
And
more.
you
But
know
see,
what? You can't have one without the other. My bad, boss
oh,
lady.
yeah.
Just one
Oh,
last thing. You can't have one without the other. One
right.
is not more important than the other. But
Exactly.
one has
Different
a
roles.
role, different, thank you, and one has another role.
Right.
Exactly.
But I just think that now because everybody's most couples are working, right? It's two this majority of moms and dads working versus just moms at home, right? So I
Mhm.
think right, we do have to have a conversation on how do we maneuver now because it's not that same role. It's not that mom's at home, she's cooking, cleaning, washing, taking care of the kids, and then she greets her husband. Is that she's doing the same thing that dad's doing, right? And so now you got
Absolutely. So
like
now you're
two
saying we should
heads.
come up with solutions with more modern day
Right.
problems versus saying
Exactly.
traditional roles, but not
Yeah,
modern day solutions.
exactly. Traditional roles is the key, right? It's the
Yes.
key to all of this to the miss. We wouldn't even have to come up with this if traditional roles were still in play, right? So we know
Yeah.
that's the standard and where we need to be, but because we are fallen, we are not meeting those traditional standards right now. And so majority of families are both working. So how do we come because again, if you're working just as hard, some women work at factories, right? And so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
my husband may work at a factory too, and we both working hard. So now you telling me, when you get home, I need to be, catering to you and all this, but I just worked as hard as you. So
Absolutely, but
yeah,
why do you see catering to me as an assignment? Why do you not just
not,
want to?
not saying I'm just saying, in general, not saying
But see, that's how it's seen. How you said it. That's
yeah.
how it's seen, Queen. It's seen as an assignment. Why is that seen as an assignment? I'm not saying that your point is any less valid within
Okay.
what you said, but
Uh-huh.
why is that seen as a chore to cater to your man?
No, okay. I'm not that part is not the chore. It's just the fact that listen, we both working hard. Like, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So it's like, and I get it, men need to be submitted to. You gotta submit to them. You got, but it's
Because you
like
ain't gonna like a man that don't want you to. A man that don't want you to, y'all don't even like.
uh,
Y'all don't like a man that would just let you walk over him. A man that would just
Yeah,
be like, "Oh,
that's
it's
true.
okay, babe." You don't
no,
even like
hold
that
on, not
dude.
walk over. No,
Like,
I
no,
want
I'm
that.
just saying, I'm giving one extreme, yes, okay, but
Right.
I'm
Listen,
giving
listen.
a
We
super
gotta,
extreme.
yeah, we gotta. I don't know. It's just like I said with the modern day, the way families are set up, it's not traditional. So that's why we
Mhm.
gotta figure it out. Like, cause I think sometimes men be like, like, and listen, this is what my husband would do. He'd be like, oh, he come home from a long day, and I'll be like, oh, but I talk to him, say how was work or whatever, because he like to be up in front. He don't like to be like, give me a minute. It's
Oh,
like
okay,
more like,
that's good. See, yeah, but you know that, so
yeah, I
you
know
can
that.
hit him right when he hit the door. Right when he hit the door, you can hit
Exactly.
him.
And I be like, I may be in the middle because I'm trying to boom, 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 do everything still that I got to do after I didn't get off work. So I'm like, well, dang, okay, I ain't even finished this. But he like, drop everything. I'm here now. I'll be looking like, well, dang, I went to work too. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't trying to hear that. I want to see my
Right,
lady. I want to see
right,
my lady right now.
right. Like, come on now. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it has to be a balance. So I'm learning to be like, okay, let me just drop everything. Let me just see what he needs or whatever and talk to him. Da da da. You know what I'm saying? Then he'd be like, well, yeah, I need a good back rub, and I'll be looking like, okay, babe.
There it is. And you know what? You know what? You're gonna
Like,
be old and
I
80
like
years
this back
old
rub
talking about the
too.
same talk. You're gonna be having the same story, and when you 80, because that is the right mindset. Yes, it was inconvenient. Yes, it may
Yes,
have been you may have been tired, but you took the time to sacrifice for your husband in that moment. And his brain is that's why when you ask him for that stuff, he ain't got no problem getting it. That's why when you ask him for something that you need, he ain't got no problem pivoting towards that because he sees that daily sacrifice.
Right.
Mm.
That makes sense then, guys. Because I'm like, but like you said, you got to know your partner, who you with, and just what they want. So it's like, but sometimes I just feel like women, we do work hard. You know what I'm saying? Like normal, harder than you normally would in this day and age.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like I said, that's why
Some
women.
women got office jobs talking about their time. You was sitting for 10
Hold
hours.
on,
You
hold
don't cook
on.
this daggone food.
Hey, I look like. Is it? Yep, I
It's
think.
the mental stress.
But my thing is this.
I admit, that's true, but it's not physical stress.
Right, but
Okay.
I don't like when y'all do that. My husband do that too. Like, what you been at sitting at the desk. I'm like, so okay. I still got to use my brain. Sometimes mental is worse than
Listen,
physical.
now that I will admit, mental draining can be more
Yeah,
tiring
you be
than
like,
a physical situation. I will admit that. Yes. I don't want to undermine it, but it's just like you also ain't been laying bricks. Like you know what I'm saying? You ain't been in construction or you ain't
some
in
women are.
construction, queen.
Some women are
Okay.
in construction. Now, what you
Uh,
gonna say about that?
well, let me tell you something. The construction world view is 95% are men and 5% are women.
It is. It is.
So
Mm.
I mean, if we want to go there, then fine. Yes, the 5% of women, you have a case, okay? And the 5% of women can call in here and tell us your day, and I'll be more sympathetic with what you got, what I got to say, okay? So educate me. So the 5% call in
Okay.
here and let me know, and I'll
Right.
be quiet.
It's funny. That's
Look,
funny.
if construction workers on here, we want to hear from you. Um,
Right.
I'm gonna go to some
That's
of the
funny.
comments real quick, y'all. Tawana said, "Right, Melita. It's about knowing your partner and meeting the need of your partner at that moment." That's right. That's good. She also said, "Right, I'm the boss lady. For me, it's more than 8 hours a
She
day. It's
is.
like 12 hours."
It is.
See. So
So
Wow,
now when
far.
she coming home, I'm rubbing her back, rubbing her feet.
that's what
See
I'm
what's going
saying.
on.
I'm about to. Hey, you need to be rubbing my back today. Side note. He's like,
Now,
you been at a desk job. You don't need. I still listen.
you still. First of all, I just like rubbing on things, so I ain't got no problem with my leg rubbing on. So my thing is, that's an excuse for me. So it's like I can do it for you, but I mean seriously, like I'm
Like,
getting a
oh
free show on
no.
my baby body perfect. It's arched up. Yeah, let me go ahead and massage you,
Oh,
baby. I
jeez.
wanna I wanna do it for you, baby.
And that's how it's supposed to be for real. Rita said, go on, Alan. I don't know that mental. She said, you don't know that mental. That's what she mean with the kids and
And
all
that's your
that.
problem, Rita. You don't know that mental.
Oh, oh, no, you didn't.
Oh God. No.
Hey, said, wow. Laugh out loud. Tawana said, don't throw shade at the preschool teachers. I run a preschool program. Laugh out loud.
And I thank you so much, but I'm gonna need you to
Yes,
cook
we
that
need
food
you.
though.
She said, come on now, Melita, you talking right. Okay. She said, right, we have to balance each other out. That's exactly we do.
That's the key.
That's the key.
That's the key. And
Yeah.
appreciate what makes
What
each
the
other
other person.
different.
Yeah.
Just appreciate that.
Yeah. You're right about that. Uh, merely said women turn the head more so by how they act when they with than what they do. A pleasant spirited woman
Yeah.
is worth her weight in gold, but they are rare.
Yeah.
No, they're
Absolutely.
not
But
rare.
see, as a man,
Oh,
no,
no.
they rare. They rare. But as a
Did you
man,
say look
that's
at
where you
God?
gotta take pride in finding your one woman. That's
Yeah,
your job going into
Mm,
picking correctly.
my
yeah,
God.
So
yeah,
let's hit on that. You gotta pick correctly.
yeah.
Talk
You the
Yeah,
about
one got to get on your down on one knee and go and, and say, I want this one to be the mother of my children. I want her to continue my legacy. I
yeah,
hope you picking right.
it.
yeah. Okay. Tony said, I'm just here listening too. No, Tony, I need you to chime in. Okay. Are you having
Mm.
Absolutely.
problems with finding a strong black woman? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
because
Maybe
I
Alan
need
ain't
to
said
know.
nothing. He just
Quite frankly, do
Googling.
you want one? That's the next question.
Do you want a strong black woman? Ashley said, same. I think she was talking about something when I was talking about something as far as the working or whatever, but I don't know. It's been a moment. Merely said there are levels to it. If the woman has to work full time and help with bills, you're not going to get the type of submission and respect that a full time provider man will receive. Okay, Alan, what you got to say
Okay.
about that?
So
What I got to say about that?
Mm.
okay, really. Well, then if that's the case, then what can as men if that's going into that case, if we're saying that, then what are we complaining about? If we're gonna say that, if that's the route saying that the man that thinks it's smarter to have two incomes versus one doesn't discern the same respect, even though he could be making three times what his partner's making, to me, I feel like that's situational. But for me to say he doesn't deserve that same submission when he's still having providing the same level, I'm sure that man ain't letting her take all the bills. Mostly that man is like, okay, 50-50 is I got the rent and mortgage and you got the utilities and get the groceries. That's how that normally go on the households I've seen functioning. Normally, even the men that are working with the women, they're putting more into the rent. You know what I'm saying? I don't do the whole, and you know how I feel about the Ray Rays and Pookies, so I don't even mention them. If you're willing
Right.
to build your life with them dudes, you would deserve everything you get with coming with that.
Get on my nerves. Go ahead, Melissa. You
So
have something to say
Right.
about this?
we told you
No,
not to
but
mess with him, but we was hating outside the pussy because we couldn't get in. Go ahead, ladies. My bad.
Go ahead, Melissa.
I think Alan makes some good points. I think it goes back to having a discussion. I think that it goes back to getting to know your partner. I think that it goes
Yep.
back to knowing that before you say I do. Okay,
Yep.
in a extreme circumstances, how do you see? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you see this going? Well, I may ask you to pay some, to work a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
it would be your choice. Blah blah blah. Talking about that
Up
prior
front.
to having that experience, and if you still chose to say yes,
Thank
then you
you.
still saying yes to God, that to
That
submit
you
it
gonna
to that
submit
man,
To
to that
regardless.
submit.
husband.
Did the guy say if
Yeah.
you work, you don't have to submit? Where that at in the vows? I ain't never seen it. Where Jesus
Yeah,
say that?
it
Where Jesus say
you
that
won't find it. You won't
So
find
look,
it.
maybe merely is saying this. When the woman does work, it makes it harder for her to submit fully to you because she's like a equal to you. Not saying she is, right? But
at?
she's
Mm-hmm.
working, she's paying bills, she's going out into the field wherever she is, she's handling stress at the job. She's handling the same things that you're handling. So why do you deserve, not saying deserve, because we know submission is what God told us to do. But why do
Absolutely.
you deserve that when she's doing the same thing? Maybe you should submit to her.
You deserve that because I'm still providing and protecting you. I deserve that because I'm still willing to be on the forefront for this family financially. I just know that we're building in this world. If we want to build the way you say you want to, and some women don't even like having a scenario where they're not working, but that's
Right.
another topic.
Right.
But if you're going to do that, I still in the roles, that's where when you respect the roles, your gender roles, and you respect that role of when that man says that I want you to be my wife, when that is respected within itself, you don't have to have these discussions on money, on the financial side, because I
Right.
already physically, mentally, and spiritually protect you all the way. So just off of that, I deserve that loyalty for that in that respect.
Okay. Listen, Alan, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay, I agree with you.
Yep.
It's
I
it's
agree.
it's a submission is a duty, and it's not
Yep.
something you want to do, and that's what it is. No matter what's going on, if you have to contribute, we got to learn and understand it's our duty to submit, and it's his
Yes.
duty, to be the leader, provide, protect, and that's just how it goes. So I
And that's
understand.
why I disrespect the Ray Ray and Pookie because those men are not leaders. Those
Right.
men are cowards. Those
Right.
men destroy the community. Those
Exactly.
men don't. All they do is add to the single parent household. Those
Right.
dudes don't want to provide. They ain't protecting nothing but they Glock 45 and they Coke 45. Okay, so them the dudes over there, I ain't got no love over there because them the dudes we want you to stay away from. Okay, and that's the
Them the
men who
ones we
are thank you. And the men who are athletes, the men who learned a trade out of high school, the men who did all those things, we see you picking those dudes over us all through this time. And then around mid 20s, when you used up and 20 and 40 bodies
ready.
in, now all of a sudden you done got the revelation that you
Not
born
40
again.
bodies in.
And, okay, and now you want to come to me. You know, go over there with
I'm
Red Man
saying.
Boogie. Okay. No, I hate that. Nah, keep that same
She
energy.
said, "I'm
Love that
saying."
man when you was young and pure and not traumatized and not messed up and not got other nigga
Listen,
kids. So,
listen.
okay.
Okay, Alan, you going too
All right.
far on
All right.
everybody.
Okay. My bad.
Golly.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Y'all got it. I'm sorry.
See, Alicia just said you caused her mental health. Not playing. She said mental. She just was talking about when I was talking about mental strain. Tawana said he asked me how I slept every morning. I wake up And at the end of the day, he always asks me about my day. Like you all have said, you have to know your partner and meet the need accordingly. That's wonderful. That's great.
Great relationship. Black love, loving it. Great.
Black love. And hold on, while we here, black love. Y'all know the black love is
Black
coming.
love, black love, black
Black
love. Yep.
love February 17th. Look, I want everybody that got a partner that don't have a partner. If you single and you looking for somebody, we want singles to come to. We want married people to be there. It's gonna be a good day. Like, you need a date night. I know I'll be needing a good date night. I'd be like, nah, come
You
on, you
really want me to come from Ohio? You really trying to have me come to the D? I ain't never been to Michigan. You really trying to have me come to the
what part of Ohio you in?
Oh, Columbus.
Okay. Well, is that like
Yep.
3 hours or so?
Yeah, about 3.5 hours drive.
Hey, that's not that far. Come on, you can do it. You got it. Tony's flying from Arizona, so you have no excuse.
Oh, word? He gonna fly in? Oh,
Yes.
that's boss, bro. That's boss right there. Word
Okay.
up to Tony.
Tawana said, "Yes, I get that from my husband for sure." Okay, that's
Yeah,
wonderful. That's wonderful. So that's why y'all need to be at the Black Love event, okay?
absolutely.
Uh,
Y'all the ones I want to hear. I want to hear those people on the mic. I want to
okay.
hear those people tell us how to be in relationships. That's who I want to hear from.
I really need somebody. I really want somebody who's been married for like 35 years to be on there.
Uh,
Like, this how we
facts.
did this, and I really do. So if y'all really want to come and be on the mic and let me know if y'all got that time in, I want to hear from y'all for real.
Hey,
Um,
we gonna base our podcast off of what y'all say, not what everybody else got an opinion.
right, because that longevity is like that's what matters. Shoot, you been in there how long
Period.
fighting? Because it ain't easy being married. I already know it ain't.
Oh man,
But
what?
you stay that many years in it. Oh, I know. Y'all had some type of glue, which normally I know it was God for one, because it's really no
Absolutely,
way. You don't got God, you'll be ready to walk anytime. He got to keep
man.
you like, listen, no,
Trying
you
to
ain't.
become one soul is different. Trying to become
Yes,
one soul,
it,
like that's
it
a
is.
different type of okay.
I'm telling you. Tawana said, I meal prep on the weekend. We gonna always have food to eat. Okay.
Facts. There it is. Tawana, let me tell you something. I guarantee you gonna stay married. Like just off that alone, I guarantee you gonna stay married. Like it's really like that simple. Like, and it's not that end all be all. But I'm saying
And
that right there is considerate. Is right there. That's love right there.
and
Yeah.
and I could speak to her character a little bit, too, because she used to actually be my supervisor, my boss.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
love her to death. She worked very, 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 very
You hard.
extremely hard,
mm,
but she never comes off as masculine
mm.
or where she
Yep.
wants to.
What's up?
She knows how to flip. To go to. She know how to stay in
Perfect.
Her
her
character
her
flipped
role
it. Yeah, her
regardless.
role.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
no matter what. And
She
I
stay
think
in her
that
queendom. She
has
stay in her queendom.
that has a lot to do with her faith and
Yeah, it
the
does.
fruits of the spirit that lies within her, and that's the main key too. Getting somebody with that love, because love is what? Love is patient, love is kind. We know the scripture,
You know the
that
scripture.
Absolutely.
exemplifies those
Goes.
things, that no matter what situation that you're in, they're gonna still show you that love and respect that God called them to show,
Hmm.
especially because you're their leader, their head, their representative, um, and their partner. So that's what I got for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's see again. This is a healing podcast. I just want to talk about this real quick. We here. We gonna
Talk about.
talk now. Yes, I'm a little crazy with it, okay, because I'm a little traumatized. All right, y'all gonna have to bear with me on that, okay. But for real though, we trying to heal, man. This ain't trying to go
Amen.
viral to just add it
Oh,
to the podcast, black
oh,
podcast,
you
saying
really
what they want to do. I'm
moving.
not hating on people because I
Yes.
believe both sides is needed, but I think some of this stuff is theatrical, and we selling
Yep.
our culture off to let other people just laugh at it because they ain't getting what we really need
Yep.
within it.
Yeah.
Mm,
Right. You're right. You're right. And that's what that
yeah.
you're right. And that's what we're here to do, to heal, like you said, and to understand our issues that we have and then move forward with them and not stay the same, because like you said,
Right.
everybody wasn't raised the same. Some people have
No,
trauma. And a lot of
absolutely,
times that trauma that makes a woman, I think, to be so resistant sometimes of men, like, oh no, I'm gonna make sure I got me a job because, maybe she was
hmm,
homeless. Maybe she,
absolutely.
her she was an orphan. You just
But
don't know.
articulate that.
Right. And I get
Articulate
this.
that. If you could
Yeah.
articulate that with your girls, you could articulate that on
Man.
Facebook. You can articulate that on IG. You can articulate that to me.
But you know what? It's still gonna come, even if she articulates that to you, it's gonna come with a struggle
Absolutely.
there. You know what I'm saying? Because she
Absolutely.
may keep lapsing like, well, I don't know, I just don't feel like, you got me, or you just never know what she may go back and forth. So the men have to be prepared
Or
for that.
feeling like you might look down on her based
Yeah.
off of her past struggles.
and, and you know what, that's fair. I will always say that because very men in the leadership, you can be judgmental within that leadership because you're still learning how to lead.
Right.
Men are constantly learning where to lead because one, you can't lead a woman the same in her 20s that you can in her 30s. You
Okay.
can't lead the one in her 40s the same in her 50s. So you have to constantly adjust. So you just have to bear with the man to adjust to that. But yes, that's one of the things I feel like we can do better at reassurance on that.
Man,
If
I
you
don't think
love a
men know that.
traumatized woman,
Yeah, exactly. And most of them are
I
traumatized.
yeah,
So
absolutely. But a lot of times be self-inflicted traumatized,
I
and
mean,
that's what sucks about it.
some of it, yeah. Some of it was, we cause on our own. We bring on our own selves. I get that, but sometimes it also starts at home, right? So
Absolutely. Oh, that's the core foundation of everything.
yeah,
Everything starts at
what
home.
you
So
saw growing
absolutely,
up is how you're going to behave. It's
very
just
Mm-hmm.
much
how it's going
environment
to
and growing up. Yes.
happen. So Tawana said, "A man that finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. He does. That's why y'all better get
Absolutely.
y'all a wife. If y'all want some favor, that's the Bible. That's the promise. God can't go on His word.
Mm.
Yeah.
If I was a
Come
man,
on
I'd be
now.
like,
That's a good point.
let me look for my wife. Whew, let
Yeah,
me,
yeah, but
God,
that
I'm
prenup
gonna
be having you like, oh yeah, Lord, yeah, that's fine, but I'm gonna need that prenup though. Okay, all right.
give me some favor, Lord. Let me go get a wife.
Yeah, yeah. She signed that prenup, girl. I'll do whatever you
Oh
need me to do to
God,
find
here
that
we
love.
go.
Okay.
Here we
Oh
go.
God.
Tony said, "Laugh out loud. I don't have any." Tony said he doesn't have any issues. So Tony, you don't have any issues with that black okay, finding a good black strong woman. Okay. He said sometimes I just listen to okay, I think he's
Like
talking about
Mm.
himself.
yeah, I guess he just gonna listen the whole time.
Hey Linda. This is Melita's people. Okay, she got everybody
My
here.
mama.
Oh,
It's your mom. Hi,
yay.
mom.
Yeah.
Nice
Let's see.
to meet you. Look, meet you over on YouTube. But no. She said if she was a godly woman, it should not have been that difficult.
Thank you.
You're right. But like I said, right, most of the people getting married, y'all know ain't godly, right? It's
That's
it's
true. It's
everybody
the
getting married
title.
don't even
It's the
understand
title. It ain't
exactly.
the commitment. It's the title.
Yes. So that's why you know what I'm saying? Because most people are not getting married to have a godly marriage. They're getting married to, like you said, oh, now I'm a wife.
Yeah, yeah,
This,
I'm
that's
somebody's
my husband.
husband. What you mean? So,
Exactly.
some cats get married just too cheap. Sorry, I mean,
Oh,
Jesus.
listen, it's a whole hot
I'm
mess. Okay.
sorry.
So
That's crazy, but I
they
seen
don't,
it.
Mm.
is it K or it's K, right? Is that her name, Melita?
Yes.
Okay. She said you're submitting and has nothing to do with the work. Okay. Oh,
So she was.
Yeah,
I think she
no.
was
there it is. Yes,
Submitting
I
to
like that. I
God.
like
She said
that.
you're submitting
Yeah,
to God.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Okay.
And she's saying
That's
that
it.
regardless of what you do
What
as a
you have to
woman,
do.
you
Yeah.
should be okay with
Yeah.
the submission part.
And
Absolutely. And then also too, men, we're also supposed to submit to God. By the way, just
exactly.
by the way, make sure we add that in there. That's what gets the woman comfortable for the submission is because she
Yeah.
knows you're submitting to God and you're on your end.
Exactly. It's gonna make it a piece of case because I know, I'm in good hands. Because if
Hmm.
God got you, hey, I'm in good
Yep.
hands.
He
But
got the entire family.
exactly. So I want to. Oh dang, what I was gonna say. I was gonna ask Melita. What do you? Oh, so what do you say, Melita? It's just I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm not his advocate, but I'm
okay.
playing that. But what do you say? Okay, so when the husband isn't submitting to God, right? He's just out here, partying, doing whatever he wants. You know what I'm saying? And you still got to come
Ray
home
Ray and
and
Pookie.
listen to him because a lot of marriages are with Ray Rays and Pookies. What do you
Yeah,
say?
yeah.
Well, I still go back to
Absolutely. You said
yeah.
yes. You said
Yeah,
yes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I go back to you said yes. I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about some of the old ways, and they like, well, why did my grandma stay with so and so so long? Because at the end of the day, she's like, look, I basically already ripped myself. I already signed that
Yeah.
contract. It's a life commitment, and I made it.
Yes.
It's my choice. It's my burden to
And,
bear.
and
Ooh,
grandma
And
just
the
ultimately,
understood
cross.
it's
something.
Crucified
so then just because we submit to a man does not mean, I mean, our husband does not mean that we should stop or not look to be submissive to God, right? So if that's the
Absolutely.
case, where's the it's time to fall on your knees. You know
It
what I'm saying?
is.
Hmm.
It's time to
Say
get you
that.
some prayer going.
So what
It's
Yeah.
happened to
time
praying
to
for your
look
man?
at
Who pray for their
those
man
pieces
anymore?
in the
Sorry.
word, right?
Yeah.
That backs you up, because God is not shorter than his word.
So man.
No.
So where, what I'm saying, pull them
Ooh,
out, put them, type them, tape them, whatever you got to
Say
do,
it.
say them. It's
Say
like,
it.
Lord, you said submit, I'm submitting, blah 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 blah
my
blah.
God,
Or
this is a
Lord,
promise here.
I repent because I know I didn't just walked out and just marry Pookie, and I was
Right.
wrong.
Yep.
Help me.
Yep.
Next thing you know, it might take a year. He like, oh yeah, I'm gone, baby, because I didn't found somebody. It hurt,
Yep.
but you done.
Yep,
Or
God rescue you.
he does.
he
So it's
turned
like
into
you
the
don't
man
know,
that
or
you
God
prayed
can
for.
change him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or he
You
does.
thank
know,
you. My thing is, whatever happened to God change? Remember when grandma married alcoholic granddaddy and he
Yes.
didn't go to no therapy, but she always put him up on Sunday and she
Yep.
prayed for him for 10 years. And then on the 11th anniversary, that grandpa and dad don't even want to drink no more. He a totally different man.
Yep.
Whatever happened to that? Like that, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that that's
Oh,
not
you're
rough.
right.
I'm
It
not
is
saying
very
that
rough.
that isn't fair for a wife to have to do that. I'm not saying that ain't. I'm saying is some man back in the day, grandma prayed grandpa out some things, man.
Yeah.
Like and she understood what it's like really trying to navigate all this stuff out here. And I think that's what it was. Women always try to say, a lot of women try to say, "Oh, grandma just couldn't leave." No, she did not want to leave. She didn't find nothing cute
Just
about
committed.
her family being separated. She didn't
Yeah.
find nothing cute
Yeah.
about being a single mama. She didn't
Yeah.
find nothing cute about not having a dad in the household. That's why she stayed. I hate how they try to undermine grandma's sacrifice because they want to
mm.
make room for that strong independent crap. Anyway.
Listen, let me say this.
I
Oh, you got something to say, Melita? Oh,
Yeah, I think that at the end of the day, too, let's go back a little bit. Let's go back to the beginning. When the word says, by one man disobedience, many were made sinners. So it's like, because of some Adam did, we suffering today.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Eve too.
Because of that one
Well,
decision,
yeah.
he got to till the ground for the
Yep,
rest of
because
his
he listened to his
days.
woman.
It was his
Listen,
decision.
Because he listened to his
So
woman,
that's
like
all I'm
y'all
gonna
said.
say with
He
that.
yep.
listened to Eve. That's why
He
that's why it
was.
all happened. And I bet she said, if you don't eat this apple, you ain't getting
I
no
ain't
cat
getting
tonight.
nothing else.
You
Yes,
ain't getting no cat
I
tonight.
believe
And
in
I think
you.
Adam was like,
I remember
I
my
feel
man
you,
saying that.
dog, but I'm gonna eat that
Yeah.
motherfucking apple. Like how that went. Okay, that's how it went.
Look, he
Okay,
looked in the
and
field
then
like it ain't nothing else here. Oh no, I got to do what she
exactly, if
said.
he would have had a side piece, he could have had more. He would have had leverage.
Wow.
I swear. Because listen, it was
Got
their
to be more
fault. It's
careful.
Adam and Eve. Because remember, we wasn't submitting to our. They was equal.
Eve literally was told not to do something. She got all, and not just women. You got all the garden, everything. You got the world. No sinning. You got penis every night. You ain't getting fatter. You ain't getting no stretch marks. Everything great. But the little one thing you can't do is mess with that nigga over there. But
That's a
you
one.
got him. That's Ray and Pookie. That's the devil right there. And this was like, you know what? I got to Russell Wilson, but I'm gonna try this future thing out real quick. Now you just destroyed the world because you want to have some fun.
Yep. Because something else looked better. It would look a little bit better over there. Let me just see what's about.
Oh, I see the size of this.
I
I
think
see
more
this. All that.
importantly too
Pause.
is that the fact of the matter is that she was deceived by what? By her emotions and her,
Yeah.
and Adam just walked right into it,
Yeah.
which is the
Because
reason
he
why
was
he
being
got,
led by who? Yeah, because he was being.
yeah, and that's the reason why God says what he says and how he says what he says, and we must do what he say do. So,
Well,
Mm-hmm.
that's the
well,
reason
we
why
should.
I look at it.
We let's not say must. We free will agents.
And,
Let's
and,
just
and,
say
and
that.
she was also like, I can't believe you're going. So you just gonna let me eat this apple and deal
You
with
just
God by myself? You gonna let me
right.
deal with God by
You
myself?
get on
You
my
can't
nerves.
just sacrifice for me. Okay, why you ain't can't do that? And Adam was like, man, come on, man. Like you the one ate the apple, but you got to go to
Ooh, this
hell
is
with
good,
me.
though.
Like that's how it was. That's how that
Right.
went.
And he was like, all
Oh
right. So,
Jesus.
yep. I believe that's what it look, that's what happened too. Because we were equal. Because if Eve
Yeah.
first was to say that she would be what always trying to be after her husband, right? I can't think of how it says it, but it would say that she would be under him. God put
Under him.
exactly when Eve became or the wife had to be submissive at that point. Because if that was the case, that would have meant that both of them had the same free will, both of them was the same way, created that same way.
Right.
But
Now we
because of her
talking some
first,
realness.
she
Yep.
couldn't emotionally. God was like, you need somebody over you, and you gonna always strive to be over your husband, but you can't never be because I'm gonna make it where he over you. And that's why we got this big issue with submission, because it happened from the Bible days.
It's been a problem since Eve ate the apple.
Yeah, and so
The
and
fruit.
we don't
Yeah.
understand it. That's our issue right there. It's from the Bible days. But I wanted to say this for the women who are in marriages, not even with Pookies and Ray Ray, right? Say you just got in a marriage with a man who's a worldly man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not just that
Mm-hmm.
he take care of business, he a provider. Because like my ex husband, great man, great provider, all that, but a worldly man, right?
Absolutely.
If nothing else, it's gonna keep you on your knees, okay? You gonna know God like it ain't no tomorrow because you didn't have no choice but to go to him about everything. Like seriously.
Mm.
And
My
so
God.
that's the reason why you don't want to have a man who doesn't answer to anybody. He don't answer to God.
Amen.
He his own man
Mm-hmm.
because he won't listen to anything because he doesn't have to.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
God is in his head. I don't respect
Absolutely.
Exactly.
God like that. You
And,
do.
and-
So
and now
you
you got
know,
Exactly.
testosterone not being led, and that's dangerous.
yeah, and
You,
it's very
that's the
dangerous.
world right now.
But it's gonna keep you
Yeah.
on your knees. Okay, I'm telling you. Oh, the other story I wanted to say, y'all, when I was talking about we were saying submit even if the man isn't right. And it's
Mm-hmm.
hard. It's really hard if the man doesn't love God and he doesn't submit to God.
Yeah.
It's almost a struggle to do that, right?
Yeah.
And this
Mm-hmm.
is why God says don't be unequally yoked because He knows
Right.
the pain and struggles is going to come with it, right? But remember Nabal, right? Nabal and Abigail. If y'all remember that story in the Bible where they were married and Nabal was a drunkard. He drank
Yep.
all the
Mm-hmm.
time. He partied, and guess what? He was foolish. He was even disrespectful to King David. King
Yep.
David, like, I'm about to kill him, right? And so
Yep.
because she was a stand up, a wise woman, right? A woman of God. She
Yes.
went to him and said, "Hey, don't my husband foolish, right? Don't kill it, because and she saved his behind, right? But what did God end
Saved
up
him.
doing?
Mm.
He ended up killing and letting the ball get killed, right? And he
Yep.
ended up dying anyway. And so guess what? Then she got hurt, Prince Charming. So I'm just saying, I ain't saying
She was still, yeah, because she was still submissive with a
submissive
fool.
with a
She
fool.
still got blessed,
He still
even
got
though she made that
Yep.
mistake early.
exactly.
See, pay attention. She
That's what
didn't
I'm
get mad. She ain't say, "Well, I'm gonna kill that man. I don't want that." Whatever, bro. And he'd have been like, "Dang, you
Right.
just gonna let your husband get killed like that?" But
yeah.
no, Prince Charming would have came after that. See
Nope.
what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
Because she would have been dealing in that bull.
Yeah, had not she
Mm-hmm.
submitted, even though he was just crazy, had not she submitted to him, she wouldn't have got married the king, David. And so that's
Literally.
Right.
yeah, it is. So, don't give up women if anybody is, with a husband like that. And I know it's hard, but try to
Yeah.
hang in there, because maybe God's gonna rescue you with better. I'm gonna go back to the
Also,
comments here.
also, if you were a woman, if you trying to save, you know what? If you trying to hey ho, trying to save one of them, and now you regretting your life because you done invested in something that was still water. You thought it was distilled water, but it's still water. Okay? Yeah, you gotta understand that you did what you did. Stop crying about it. You still gotta leave that hoe. Okay? So
Oh
don't
God.
get mad. Don't get mad. Get better.
Whoa.
That's for the men.
So Merely said if you want her to resent you, share your masculine duty with her. If she pulling weight like you pulling it, y'all equals. Nobody submits to anyone or y'all submit to each other. You gotta pay the cost to be the boss.
Now
Mm-hmm.
he's saying if you're not in a traditional role, you can't expect to be fully respected as a man. I can get to somebody saying that, but I think that's not a modern day solution for modern day couples. It's just not.
So you're saying what's not a modern day solution?
Meaning that he's having the mindset that if a man only deserves to get fully submitted to
If
based upon him being the sole provider of the family.
right, right, yeah. So you're saying that's not
That's not a solution to modern day issues.
right. Yeah, you're right. Because it's gonna actually still make you not submit. It's gonna make you like, well,
Thank you. And
she's
it
doing
hasn't
this for me
worked.
to submit.
It hasn't worked.
Yeah, yeah, you're
it,
right.
it, it, it hasn't worked.
Linda said, "Is there a such thing as an angry black man?" I think it is.
It can be, yes, being traumatized, being somebody that's trying to lead Keisha and Shaniqua and being tired of it. Yeah, absolutely.
It definitely is. I mean, because that's why they're killing each other. I believe that's they're stressed out and you know
Yep.
Mm.
everything's against them. So I believe there definitely is an angry black man. But I think the difference between a black man and a black woman is the black man was built for that type of stuff. He was built to
Mhm.
be out here and taking the world. It's
But
unfortunate.
but
Some
but
of the
you
stuff
but
we
you
got.
know it can make you resent that. It can make you resent the fact that me and you are traumatized. We go through our trauma, but I'm still have to be built for that. Even though you're correct,
Right.
you still can
Yeah.
learn to resent that fact. And because you're
Yeah.
also raised by your mama,
Yeah.
when a woman resents something, she lashes out. So you
Yeah.
tend to take on that characteristic.
Wow.
Just
That's
one
good.
little side thing.
Yeah, and that's probably why
Yeah. No, no, no,
they're
no.
just killing each other instead of talking
That's
at
a
me.
great point.
Wow.
I'm gonna tell. That's a great point because my son growing up, I had to help him, and I don't know if it was me because he do have uncles, and
Hmm.
he's a person who learns how to reach out, and he's very verbal. But as
Hmm.
growing up, he saw that he saw the the two the double standard of some
Hmm.
things, and he saw that the resentment part, he had all of that. He experienced
Hmm.
all of that. He did the lashing out. He did all of that.
Wow.
But today, he's different. It's like
Okay.
he respects that that woman. I'm really proud of him, for
Hmm.
how he treats women and things like that. But he had to go through that growing up. He had to see
Hmm.
like, oh, okay, so a man is supposed to do this and that, and they
Yep.
still expected to be strong, and we hurt,
Yep.
and I'm
Yeah.
sad, but when I lashed out at her and she
Right.
didn't she didn't get in trouble, but I got in trouble, and when I
Yep.
said it was a problem, but then when you
Yep.
said,
Yep.
so he went through
Yep.
all of that, and school teaches you that stuff, and then
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
households when you have brothers, sisters, and then you have
Yep.
nephews and nieces, and
Yeah.
you
Yep.
learn these things, and you start to see these things, and you can
And you
become
resent
resentful.
them. Yep.
I had to remind him of the amazingness,
Mm.
of the gift, the beauty, the importance, and I had to literally let him and allow him and show him the benefits,
Absolutely.
of being a man, and the importance of being a man, and
Mm.
the strength in that, and so he could appreciate his
That's
role
good.
and the role that he carries. So I had to speak a lot of life into him.
Yes.
I can't just at
Absolutely.
some point my mom taught me at a certain age you start to give them certain aspects of respect, and you start talking to them different. You can't be talking to a teenager the same way you talking to a 6 and 7 year old boy.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And
You got
Keisha
to
and thing
start
don't
to shift
understand
your,
that.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? You have, as they grow up, you got to start to shift your
Yep.
words and your
Yes.
Your
spirit when you
communication.
could
Speak
when
life.
you interact with them. And my
Right.
mom taught me that about how she did with my brothers.
That's
And
good.
so so I've learned it from from it just I grew up learning it. So I guess being taught is a
Yeah,
real big piece of
it
why
is.
it's missing.
It
It's
is.
Absolutely.
not
And
being
that's what we
taught.
see.
It's
It's
not being
not being
taught.
taught. And that's why you have it like this because it's not being taught or they learn not to submit by their environment growing
But
up.
look how important her mother was in her realization of that.
Yeah.
Even within how you said earlier, you rebelled. That core foundational principle that she instilled in that submission, you still reverted back to once it made sense to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
See what I
That's
mean?
Right.
But you would not know how to do that with your son if your mom didn't make that
Yes,
sacrifice.
yes, exactly. So it starts at home. All of it starts at home. That's why it's so important to teach your children at home. They're not
Yeah.
going to learn this at
Absolutely.
school. School is not going to
If you
teach.
really want to break a generational curse, or if you really want to break a cycle, start submitting. And
Thank
then
you.
I must say too, like with my son, I was telling him I was gonna do this, and he told me, he said when a wife, if I would see my a wife, or if you as a mother, You know what I'm saying? If I would see you not submitting to your husband, then I would lose respect, a little respect for him as the husband, because I'm like, you're
Yeah.
not listening to
Oh,
him.
that's good.
You
Oh,
know,
that's
and
a
I
whole
said, and then
nother
he
topic.
yeah.
said, and that would
That's a whole
create
nother topic.
confusion.
Jeez.
You know what I'm saying?
Which is the
That would create
stepdad
confusion
thing.
within me.
The
And
blended
so I'm
family
like,
thing. Yes.
yeah, so as a child, for him to be able to express that and admit that, because I
Wow.
mean,
That's good.
realistically, you don't want your mama to submit to, because nine times out of 10, your mom is the one that's gonna say yes. So
Yeah.
it will be in your favor for her not to, but to still admit and say, no, I know that my mom has to, because if not, then that would cause me to lose respect for that man, that role, that authority
Right.
figure in
Because
the
that's not
home.
Yep.
my dad. That's not my dad. So it's like,
Absolutely.
okay, I
That's why
respect
I
you
try to tell
too.
women it's incredibly important
I had to
if the
learn that
children
too.
aren't his to respect that man in that house.
Yeah.
It is you have to
Exactly.
do it at 2 times at the level that another woman has to. And
Yeah.
those women
You're
feel
right
like
about that.
because they have that, they ain't got to. It's crazy. It's counterproductive.
You know it, but you don't know or look at it like that. Like honestly, like what Melita said, that her son told her, like, you just don't, I guess as a woman, you're not looking at it, especially you already got kids and you're not you're not looking at it in that way that, oh my God, the kid's not gonna respect him. You feel like, listen, y'all, he's this an adult, this your dad or whatever, you need to, but you're not looking
Uh-huh.
at it like
Yes.
it's gonna affect the
Yes,
kids.
you're the do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah,
That's not
exactly.
no. That doesn't work like that.
Okay, okay, Dad. Let me
Sorry. Sorry.
Jabbar
That's
says
okay. He healing.
he
You're
is.
right.
I'm so
Yeah,
happy.
definitely.
Jabbar said, "I'm taking my family on a cruise that week." Oh, that week. Why you trying to take your family on a cruise? No, I'm playing. I'm just saying Black Love. Um,
Yep, yep.
Linda said, "And would you be willing to give the woman that same space when she needs it?" Mm,
Absolutely, absolutely. I feel like that's important, and that's great that a woman will want that type of space in that type of communication, especially if she's doing the 12-hour days, stuff like that. But I'm saying that I think overall, within the submission part, with the way we already covered it, you still should very much be proud to cater to your partner. That's what you said yes for. You should, no matter what the scenario of work is, your home life, you should enjoy being around your partner.
yeah, that's for sure.
And this question is coming from a woman who, that's my mom. So it's like I
Yeah,
learned it, yeah, I learned it from her. So, I've never seen her disrespect any male, actually.
Wow,
You know,
that's
that's
what's up.
amazing.
That's what's
That's
up.
a,
Everybody can't say that.
now that's a flex. But drop the clues bomb, drop the clues bomb. So drop some
Ooh,
audio
everybody
on
can't
that
say that. And no,
and let me go back to, that doesn't mean that you're not gonna make a mistake. That doesn't mean that you're not
right.
Thank
gonna
you,
accidentally say something out of anger. That just means
thank
you know
you,
how to correct it. That just means
thank you.
you know that, and accept the responsibility of, you could have handled that better. That just
Yeah,
means that you're going to work on yourself,
right.
and being able to acknowledge it and not act like it doesn't exist, or that it's okay, or
Hmm.
that
Yeah,
it's an entitlement. That is the whole point.
yeah,
It
exactly.
happens. We're human. You
Yeah,
get what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
Just like with your child, they say certain things, but you don't care about that as much as them willing to say, "Hey, I was wrong. Hey,
right.
this, that. Hey, I respect you as the person. I could have did this better, but this is how I feel. Blah 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 blah." You know, and
And half the time, and I do not want to cut you off, but half the time,
no,
women
you good.
nowadays believe that the men have to apologize first. How many times do men apologize first for everything? So even he has to be vulnerable first before you do your role and be vulnerable. That's a lot of times I see that too.
I must say, I've actually heard my father apologize,
All the
personally, like
time.
verbally,
All
like,
the time.
yeah, be as the leader. So that made me, when I got a family, because I happen to, right now, be the only, the head of my household. Because of that, I'm like, oh man, being the head, you have to lead by example.
Hmm.
So that's the reason why that apology came first from
No,
him.
okay,
You
I can
know,
accept that. I can accept that.
but nevertheless, if she was wrong,
That's what I'm
she,
saying.
you
Even when
know,
you're wrong, like I still gotta apologize to you first.
right.
That's
No,
my biggest
no,
like.
no, no, no.
That's
I'm
my
saying, when
biggest
she
like.
was wrong, she apologized,
Oh, okay, okay.
to him. But they, a lot of things didn't happen like right in front of us. So, a
Right.
lot of
Smart.
things
That's
took
dope.
place behind
That's
with
dope.
just them. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Like a responsible couple would do. A
right,
responsible marriage would do.
right. You gotta get to that point of, not doing everything in front of the kids, but it takes maturity on both ends to do that.
Yes. Yes, it does.
So merely said,
It takes love and sacrifice.
yeah,
Thank you. Exactly. And what have we said consistently? Sacrifice.
sacrifice.
What some people don't want to do.
Oof.
Nope.
Merely said, no, it's not worth it.
Oh, he talking about being a single dad. I mean a stepdad. A stepdad. My bad. He's talking about being a stepdad.
Yeah. Kai said that's one of the biggest differences. We were talking, y'all,
Her
but she
name,
said,
Mhm.
she's her name Kendra, but
okay.
K is
I'm
just a
just okay. Okay, I'm just calling it. She said, pray about it, but you can't disrespect. Okay.
See, she can't just
Uh,
disrespect him. Finish that.
Linda said, "What if she does not feel like cooking for reasons unknown?" She giving
Well, then
us
she
all.
don't need to be married. Then she don't need to be
No,
married.
no, you. That's one. You say, okay, babe, you ain't got to cook today. Like one day.
Okay. No, to that day. Oh, okay. See, that was a trauma. My bad. I just said. See, I just saw the
Listen,
cooking for reasons, and I didn't even read the rest of it. That was
yeah.
my bad. I am so sorry. You're right. Yes, that's okay for a day. Of course. Yes, that's fine.
Okay. She said, you preaching Melita. Tawana said, shaking my head. Alan is funny. Oh God, here go Merrily.
Appreciate you.
Look up the ketubah in the Bible. I don't know what that is. He said the man was to take full care of his wife, or she could leave him. I'm talking clothing, shelter, food, everything.
I mean, that's fantastic, bro. But I bet she was a virgin also.
Oh,
Okay.
whatever. So you don't got to do that because she ain't a virgin. Oh my God.
Dang, if I'm doing all that, you better be pure as rain.
Well, they was
I
that
can't take you.
right. She said so. She said so. What happens when a man goes through hard times? He may lose his job, but he does that. Does that mean you stop submitting because you will or may have to work until he finds something else? Merely, that's to merely.
to merely thank you. If to merely, to his logic, he doesn't deserve any respect if that
Because
happens.
no, he
Like
deserves
that.
partial
Like,
respect if he's not taking care of everything.
yep. So I'm just
So,
saying.
so
Okay, you want to have a
Nah,
world like
yeah,
that?
you
I
want to
don't.
get
to
you
that.
want to get a woman you want and as a man deserve, especially if you're a provider, a woman that's gonna love you and respect you no matter what. I'm
Right.
Thank
sorry,
you.
and it's
Period.
possible because of your character,
Thank you.
as well. Just because you hers and you
I think we might
you're
have a
her
black love
leader.
couple right here. Hook up right here.
Say what?
Look at
What
you.
happened?
I'm thinking we might have a hookup. Y'all agreeing a little too much, and we're on the same page.
I was thinking
Understanding
about.
each
I
other.
was really speaking on Merely's response
Well,
comment,
I know you was.
and just
I
saying
know.
like,
Absolutely. She's trying to be a love angel. This is what married people do.
Right.
They want everybody else to be married. That's all.
Listen, I know. No, I know you.
hey, marriage is a
I mean,
beautiful thing, and I do want that for myself one day.
Okay.
that's
See, there
awesome.
you go. Merely said if a man loses his job and his wife has taken on his responsibility, he's a sorry
My
man.
God,
Oh God,
Yeah,
he hard. He said,
but
really,
look at you. You about to give
I
me
would
a.
expect nothing
Oh my
less.
bad. Oh,
he
okay,
said,
okay.
where is the savings? Where are the investments? Being a man is more than having a penis and facial hair. It's work. That's why you're the one who's to be submitted to because you make
Mm.
it happen in spite of.
Okay. Like I said, if you want that world, Merlin, you can have that world. I'm good on that. Okay, you can have that world, but no.
On my nerves. So
I mean,
he's saying that that's
go,
the reason why you
yeah.
yeah
In
like
a perfect world, when rent was you had to kill that tiger over there and put this fort up, you could have that attitude. You not gonna write like a code and all that stuff through the Bible. Okay, yeah, rent wasn't $2,800. Okay, for a 1 bedroom apartment. Okay, so yeah, but do you think, dog? Do you
well
think?
that's why we got to talk about this in a non-traditional way because most relationships aren't traditional. So now
They're
we got to
not.
look at it a different way because okay, it's not even the same way anymore. So Linda said believing and trusting God will change that traumatized person. That's what we were talking about earlier. And then
Yeah,
she said learn to apologize.
that's my
Linda
sister.
also
She said
said
learn to.
that's right. God can change that man or woman. Okay, and then merely said marriage is a duty. Child.
Mm. Married to the dude. Well,
I
like I
mean,
said,
what
it
now?
goes
One
on.
thing I know that for a fact because like I said, once at one point I was in an abusive relationship, and it
Mhm.
turned me to the other direction where I was just actually I not only did I not appreciate men for their role, but I didn't appreciate men, period. And I
Absolutely.
went to
Yeah,
women.
keep it 100. Keep it
So,
100.
what I'm saying?
Thank
Yeah.
you.
So I had to be healed, and God
Um,
literally showed me these different areas in which I had to heal, in which He had, which He was going to heal me, and He did heal me because I didn't have that. I wasn't always thinking the way that I think. So I know that God can change anybody
yes,
who
he
wants
can.
that. When
And
they submit their life to Him, and submit to His word. you know,
that's the important part. Kay said, "Don't get married, brother. You may not be ready."
First of
Heal
all,
first. Yeah, you have to heal first. I think
I
a lot
don't
of
know if
people
she's
that's
talking
what.
about you. I don't
yeah,
know if
yeah,
she.
he talking about me. He talking about me. He definitely talking
Well,
about
I think she might be talking about Merely. I think.
me. Really? Oh, okay.
I don't
Yeah,
know. She said, "Don't get married, brother. You may not be ready." She said, "You got to."
brother, me.
We're gonna see. Linda said, actually, it was Adam's fault because God gave the promise through Adam, not Eve. If Adam would not have taken the food, where the food we would have kept going. Exactly. No, that's
If Adam would have had some sidecat,
Right.
then he wouldn't have ate the food. You dang
right.
on right.
If
He would have
Adam
had some sidecat.
ate
He
the
wouldn't have ate the food.
Now,
and
look,
that comes
she
down.
don't add and take away. No.
Yeah, no, but she's right. That comes to the fact that he was left in charge. God didn't leave the woman in charge.
Exactly.
Adam
That's
in
true
charge.
because when Adam what was it when God confronted Adam, he was like, "What?
He was
I
like,
ain't do
"This
nothing. That was
woman,
the woman you gave me. That was the woman you gave me, God."
right?"
He
He
was
told
like, "I told you to do that." So
you,
yeah,
yeah,
I agree.
Right.
yeah, but yeah, she's right about that. Has he not eaten it? Because nothing happened when Eve ate the apple or the fruit. But as soon as
Man,
Adam took it,
man,
that's
it
when
was going something was gonna happen. Okay, if he would have entered that vagina after she did that, it'd have been a
no,
problem.
Lord, no. Well, that'd have been different. Look, God, he would have still been in that garden.
Well, guess what? That means we'd have been holy forever, and y'all would have been. Are you sure you want that reality?
Hey, whatever.
I don't know. They might have. It might have just. She might have just would have been Shirley instead of Eve. Eve might have been gone. Been struck
Right.
down or something.
Yeah,
Man,
She would
God
have
see,
just
might
kept
take
see.
going.
her
New
away
wife.
and created a new one. God.
You say Eve would have been just another female in the story. She would have been the main female. Adam would. God would have made
Right.
him another woman.
Like
That's it.
Vashti. Vashti.
Oh
She didn't.
yeah. Vashti.
Next, Esther. Come on.
Vashti is okay. So Vashti is actually that's an example of a son not submitting, right? I would say
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he told the king, he
Yeah.
like, come down. I want you to show everybody how beautiful you is and how you look. And she was like, no, I'm entertaining my girls right now. Now she didn't say that, but
Yeah.
she told him no.
Bye.
She told him
Get
And then
out.
if she would have waited to the
Esther was
next
like,
day or
don't
something,
mind if I
when he
do
was sober, he would have been like, "Oh, I
yeah.
made a
He was like,
mistake."
find me another wife, one that's more beautiful. This, that.
this.
So
Esther said, don't mind if I do.
yeah, yep, Esther slid right in. So yeah, man, the Bible's so
In her
interesting. A lot of people don't
submission,
read it. I don't know,
she
but
even
No,
submitted. I
it's
was
really
thinking about
savage.
her. She even submitted to her enemy at one
yeah,
point when she was catering to him in that
Yep.
during that
Yeah, do that
that
dinner.
man,
The
the
dinner.
man
Yeah.
that she
yeah.
knew wanted to kill off the
Well,
whole, but through her
Haman.
submission,
Haman
she was
wanted to
able
kill.
to
Yep, he wanted to kill
exactly.
Mordecai. Yep, for no reason. But yeah,
Yep.
that's a great story.
Yep.
Okay, I'm trying to get through the
One of my
comments real
favorites.
quick. Yeah, it's a good one. In good times and bad times, in sickness and health, for richer or poor, to them do his part. So don't knock your man when he is down. Build him up. So that's like all the vows she just read off, and y'all know.
Absolutely.
Um,
See, she a real one.
said, Kay said, just any traumatized
Oh, okay.
man.
She
If
was
you
talking about
feel
any tries,
okay, so
any
yeah, if you feel
traumatized
that type
man.
of way, if you're traumatized, if you haven't healed, don't get married. Um, and then Merely said, I'm just about men being men. So he just like, I want men
I
to accept
respect
me
it.
for
I
what
respect it.
Like I said, I'm not mad. Like I said, I'm not mad at the world that merely want to live in.
she said she was getting
Case
But that's for you, sir.
Kay said not you, Alan.
yeah,
She's
she said
talking about in
Oh,
general.
not you,
oh
Alan. She was just speaking in general. She
I ain't
said,
felt no type of way or nothing.
working just don't make a man a man. It's way more to it. She
Thank
said it's
you.
a mindset.
Absolutely.
I think
That was
that's
the
the part
problem with
Millie
Grandpa.
was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what I'm saying. That's the problem with Grandpa. That was the main kind of angriness of the millennial women of men not opening up, men not being present in the household with the children, not
Yeah.
just letting the woman take care of all that stuff. That means you're reading to the child as well. You're taking the child to their favorite play.
Exactly.
You're present in your house as well as in your job. That was the main excuse, or the main upset thing. And that's not a bad thing. But in that, there has to be some understanding in what you're asking, what you want in a man now.
That's correct. No, that's good. That's knowing how to be a man, how to be a husband, how to be a father. It comes with that, not just,
Yep.
oh, okay, I went to work today. Thank you. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I did my
It's
job.
not the only
That's
requirement.
not your only job.
Hell no. I mean, even when I was, like I said, you see, when I was at my little stepdad days, there's a joy. I think I don't get how men don't want to come home and read to the kids, or don't
Yeah.
want to come home and, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was in that environment. It was a great environment. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to have my own. So I'm just saying, it's just those things. That thing was very rewarding. So I don't get how cats don't want to come home
Yes,
and do that
it's
to
very
me.
rewarding. Right. Merely said women can't do their thing properly if they got to do both roles. That's why the
Mm.
modern way ends in divorce over 50 to 60% of the time. It's out of order. And I agree with that. Most of the time, it is
Yeah.
out of order. But I mean, like I said, it's not the traditional way anymore. I mean, I understand, Yeah. What do you
Mm-hmm.
have to say,
Me.
Lynn?
I mean, I think that. I mean, for me, ideally, it would be nice to not have to work,
Yeah.
But I was just
Mm-hmm.
speaking on if a situation happened where that's not the case. I would assume that that's something that's a mutual agreement. Um, for whatever goal that they're trying to reach. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
ideally, if they, I mean, yeah, I don't see some women don't want to be taken care of like that, but I just personally don't know. I They're not one in my circle, so that, they don't mind.
She said, I don't know
Like
not one woman not trying to
yeah,
get taken
they
care of.
don't
I
mind being
don't
taken care of and being able to just focus on the home. I don't see
know.
a problem with that. That's why it depends on. That's why you say yes to the man that
Mm-hmm.
fit your view of things
Thank
and
you.
the way you want to live life.
Thank
Right.
you.
Merely also said a man's mindset should be taking care of his family. All this emotionally driven stuff keeps us stagnant. Do what you got to do.
Okay.
What you
I
got to
can
do.
see. He believes in the completely masculine approach to everything, and that's
Completely.
great.
Yeah.
That's great. And like I said, that's cool. Like I said, but that man was dying when he was 60. So I'm not speaking that on you, but I'm just saying, acting like you don't need an outlet to express yourself and thinking of it as a weakness is not a weakness. It actually
Mm,
is a weakness. It makes you not be
mm,
here. So you can go ahead and
mm,
hold it in all you want to, and it makes you feel that way. Great. But I'm gonna go ahead and let my stuff out, brother.
mm,
Well, he just he's big on the man taking responsibility, his role, and the
Absolutely.
traditional role of providing, woman staying at home, and that's just it's been twisted, and we know it's still working. As long as God is in the center, it works. But the way that God designs it was that was the way He
Mhm.
designed it.
And,
But
and if you're gonna be any type of man, I don't mind that mentality. That's not a bad mentality as a man to have.
right,
mm.
right, it's not. Um,
No.
she said, "I don't mind both, just not physical work." Okay.
That's a lot of women. That's a lot of women. That's why not 90%. You know what? I got a post for you on jobs that are blue collar. That ladies say the wage scale is different, but a lot of times women don't want the high paying hard work jobs
Mm,
that actually would help equalize the pay scale between men and women. But
yeah.
yeah, so I got something for you.
No, I don't. I really just want to work for myself and do, that's it. I don't need to do nothing.
Yeah.
That's all.
Me.
Absolutely.
Like the
Y'all,
profit
let's
free
be real. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Y'all, yes, that is
A
what
non for
that is.
profit
oh,
business, helping people,
And you just
just
smiling at
and then
home, just
that's it.
baking
Yeah.
cookies, baking
Yes.
pumpkin pie for little Johnny down the street because you got 8 hours
Okay.
to do something.
Right. Okay. Take care of my business. Look, I ain't got time. I ain't
or
got
those
time.
jobs you can do at home.
Yeah. I do that now, but
Absolutely.
still, I'm at that point like, I don't even want to do this. Okay. I'm going to do something I love to do. you know what I'm saying, and put my all into it, with my family.
Yes.
We could be traveling somewhere and gone. I ain't about to be
Yes.
just be
Yes.
stuck.
Yes.
You know
Yes.
what I'm
You
saying?
know I'm about that travel life.
And okay, okay. But y'all, we've been on here for an hour and 40 minutes. This is a
Yep,
very
yep. You know
delightful
what? Yep,
conversation.
Plan that marketing.
absolutely,
Check it out.
absolutely.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
check it out. Yeah, yeah, everybody. Yeah, promote yourself. Promote. Yes, and we want promotion. Black promotion. Black business. Let's go. If you got that, promote it. Put it in
Okay.
the comments. If you got a business, put that stuff in the comments. All that.
You heard Alan.
I
He said
will. I
business,
will.
put
I
it in the
will.
comments and share. Also put it into Heart in the Matter podcast discussion group, because that way you can
Absolutely. Yes,
put it
yes,
there
yes, Queen. Get that in there. Get that in there.
and we may be the need you. You may have something, that we need, and
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
like
I
each other.
definitely. Speaking on marriage, yeah, I can give you your destination wedding and everything. So
Oh, that's
That's
dope.
what's
just hit
That's
up.
me up.
amazing.
Let me know
That's real hustle. That's real
Okay,
right
you
there.
gotta
She
put
a
in there, Melissa,
reverend.
so people know. You know what I'm saying? Merely said, "Are
Oh, you
people
mean to tell me you a reverend? I'm over here talking like
for
this, and
lack of
you a
knowledge.
pastor out here? You a pastor out here? My bad, pastor.
you a pastor, Melita?
Me?
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
no.
Oh,
okay.
okay. You
I am
just
a
married
minister,
people.
but I'm not a pastor.
Okay,
Oh
minister.
Lord, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be talking like this around you. I'm so sorry.
No,
No,
it's okay. Look, everybody's ministers, and
right.
we
Yeah, I
we
don't know.
all supposed to be
I
ministering.
think
So
I'm a street preacher. I'm a street like with an A. Like I'm a street preacher. Like I'm gonna do that cuss in the
yeah,
sermon. Like
you going for just like you ready for war.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
merely said, "Job well done, white man." Oh God, I'm like, keep quiet.
Oh Lord.
Kay is laughing.
uh, you got it. It's cool, man. It's cool, dog. Like his funny part is, I literally do everything he said. I take care of two households, bro. Like I took care of my mama, took care of my niece. Okay, took care of other niggas' kids. Okay, okay. So yeah. I understand what he's saying. I'm just saying,
All
men
in
always
all,
should have an
God is
outlet.
key. Amen.
Yeah, yeah, men should have an outlet. That's all. That's just
I
regardless of
think
how
that
you
should
feel
be.
about it.
So
I'm
listen,
good with that.
that got to be our next thing. Alan, we gonna do something for the men.
Oh,
Put on
okay.
something. Let the podcast put on something like, because I was thinking about that too. I see men once they get it out, they become a little bit better. Like, listen, I was trying to
Hmm.
get it off my chest, and nobody would listen. So I
Absolutely.
think we should do something for them, a healing event or something, because women have them all the time, but men
Absolutely.
usually are not able to have them
Or
because
a
they have to
retreat or
be so.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, they have
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
so
yeah,
strong.
yeah. Remember, you gotta do other things because the retreats of men talking about their feelings, you gotta have some little bit of glamour. It's like the niggas they be like, I ain't about to come to talk about a whole bunch of strangers. I ain't doing that. But yeah, if you do that, if you
Right.
got the Super Bowl going on with a 20-inch, 73-inch screen and some beer and a retreat, you might get some men that's gonna sign up for that. You know
No,
what
are you
I'm saying?
serious? The Super Bowl is
Like,
once a year.
I
Look.
know, but I'm just giving like a
Okay, so
crazy scenario.
put a game on. You got to have the game or something playing, and then they ain't gonna
I'm
tune
just
in. They
saying,
gonna be watching
see,
the game.
but no, but see, the key thing is after the game, now everybody's relaxed, they chilling, they ate, they got food in their belly, and now you're like, well, how's everybody doing? And now everybody's relaxed.
Okay, got it, got it.
Right. Good point.
Just like that.
Tony said, "Good show. Thanks, Tony, for staying on." And then Merely
Oh,
said, "Outlet shouldn't be your wife. Go to the gym. Go to the gun range. Go box. Venting to your lady, ain't it?" Yo, we
I
gonna
didn't
be
say
all day.
that. I didn't say that. Like at first, I do box and I do CrossFit, so I feel you, bro. I can guarantee
So, yeah,
you, if I
because that's
bet
a
you,
whole nother topic that I would love him to expound upon. Because some women like you to, they want to know
mm-hmm.
what some of your struggles and how they could be of
Well,
assistance.
but see,
And
his
they call
trauma is
anything
okay.
else, they call it emotionally unavailable.
Yeah,
And so and it's hard to be one completely sometimes when you don't know certain aspects of how he's feeling and what he's thinking. It creates insecurities and everything,
You know,
and just overthinking, and you
yep,
overanalyzing and everything
right.
because he
yep.
Yeah,
Now
just
you done
didn't
created a
feel
whole
it.
scenario that don't exist.
right. I'm telling you,
Right.
I ain't doing nothing. I gotta make my own up in my head.
But one thing about it, you know why he's saying that? I can guarantee you, Murley has loved multiple women, and they've used his vulnerability as weaponry, and they've used it and brought it up in arguments. They've made him feel some type of way about opening up. When you have that mentality, you've been burned for being vulnerable. So I already know. He already telling me, cause bro, I'm him. Like, bro, so like I can
Right.
definitely, but I can identify it. I
Got
know what it is.
He said all she needs to know is what I need her to do. Help build the
Yeah, see,
empire. Mostly be
yep.
quiet. Oh God.
See, there it is. Like, see, there it is. Like, bro, he'd have been, he'd have had some female, he'd have had some Keishas and some Shaniquas that told on him or something like that. He'd have had some of that. He'd have had some of that.
I done
And now he
told
like,
on him.
screw all that. Like I said, I'm cool with him having that mentality versus a lazy man.
Yeah.
Working with a man like that is workable, even though it might seem
Know
like
his
it's not.
role. He know
Most
he know what
definitely.
he's supposed to do. So you definitely
Yep.
gonna do that.
Exactly.
Yeah, lazy man, they gonna shoot. They gonna let you do everything. Like, you know what?
They're gonna use it as an
Right.
excuse. Now my emotions are my excuse. Now my trauma are my
Right.
excuse.
Yeah,
That's a lazy
Right.
man.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. Don't use that because
Mm.
everybody got trauma. You just need to heal, you know. We all
Mm.
Facts.
responsible adults and that's what we need to do. But okay, y'all, I gotta go. I
Yes,
gotta
yes, yes, yes.
go
Thank
because
y'all so much, so much.
I love
Appreciate y'all,
y'all.
Queen.
Thanks for coming on. Y'all, don't forget Black Love event. I'm gonna be sharing it. We're gonna share
Black
more
love
after
it.
Christmas because I want
Yeah, share it. Definitely share it.
people to come and have a good time. Allie just gonna drop off like that, and Melita, but but I appreciate everybody who came on. Please follow the page, subscribe to my YouTube, and because we gonna have way more conversations like this just to build the podcast. She said, "Yes, love will want to make you serve your husband in a loving way, not the halfway." Oh, yeah. But thank y'all so much for coming on again. I'll be back next week. I'm not sure of the topic, but we'll be back on next week with another topic. So I appreciate my co-host Alan and then my guest co-host Melita for coming on. Awesome job. I think this is a great dialogue. We went way over time, but I
Thank you.
appreciate I appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Okay, until then, I want everybody to stay wise, as in my weekly wisdom. Y'all remember that word, stay wise. And I love you guys. So until next time, have a great night. Bye bye.